us the story.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. As Eric said, it's 7:30 early in the morning. Thank you, Eric, for this opportunity, and so happy to be with the festival and with you, lovely people here. I'm Banumathy, a storyteller, a student of Dr. Eric Miller, all the way back from 10 years, I would say. And I am here to tell you a story from Thailand, a folktale from Thailand, and I I do storytelling here in Chennai for children, and I also do training for children and college professionals, teachers, and yeah, that's what I do. So my story, here it goes. Sunan, a handsome, energetic young man, wandered here, there, everywhere his legs took him to, aimlessly. As he wandered, one day he spotted a huge tree and an old man under the tree. It was like a magic that the old man attracted Sunan. Zoop! And Sunan was just next to the old man. You look so frail. Are you feeling hungry? I have some food and I'm ready to share it with you, said Sunan to the old man. Of course, yes. I'm famished. I haven't eaten for 2 days. Please help me. Sunan opened his food packet, shared it with the old man. They both ate and talked and ate and spoke. Once they are done, Sunan was ready to take a leave. But the old man said, Stop! I haven't thanked you properly for your kindness. Wait. Well, no problem, no problem. That's perfectly fine, old man. I want to leave. Bye. Sunan was ready to leave. But the old man said, Wait. And he pulled out a pot from his pocket and handed it over to Sunan and said, Take this. This will be helpful for your entire life. What is this? A pot? What would I do with this? Fill this with water and imagine a fruit. Think of a fruit. Close your eyes and chant the magic spell which I will tell you now. Soon you will see the fruit tree in front of your eyes growing. Pour the water from the pot onto the roots, and there you will see the tree with fruits, and they will come one after the other onto your hands. Ha! This sounds magical. Well, old man, when you have this, why are you starving? Why don't you help yourself? Come on, take this. No, wait, don't ask me questions. Be truthful. Take this and go, insisted the old man. Sunan took the pot, put it in his pocket, and off he moved here, there, and everywhere his legs took him to. One day, he felt a rumble and grumble in his tummy, and yes, it was his hunger. He could not find food anywhere around, and he thought, and he was reminded with the pot which the old man had given him. He took that out, filled it with water, placed it on the ground, closed his eyes, and imagined, thought about. oranges. Yes, he closed his eyes and thought about oranges and chanted the magic spell which the old man gave him. Soon, pop, out came a shoot from the ground. It soon grew over and over and over and over and spread its wide branches in every direction. Soon the fruit tree was filled with flowers. When Sunan opened his eyes, he couldn't believe. He was surprised. He was shocked. What a wonder, he said. And he picked the pot, poured the water onto the roots of the tree. Soon every flower turned into oranges, and one after the orange fell and fell and fell onto his hands. He peeled and tasted. Mmm, delicious, he said. He had never, ever in his life tasted such a tasty orange. This is magical and it works. Yes, thank you, old man. This will help me forever. And off he continued his journey, going here, there, and everywhere his legs took him to. One day, he reached a great kingdom. There he saw many people surrounded by a drummer. Dum 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 dum. Listen, people, listen. The drummer went. The king's order is here. The one who can bring mangoes for the queen will be rewarded and awarded. Listen, people, listen. Sunan was one among the other people who was listening to this. He said, I can, while the others thought, this is autumn and where can we get mangoes? Not at all possible. Can anybody bring mangoes now? People spoke as if they cannot bring. But Sunan was the one who said, I can, and every eye turned to Sunan and looked at him. The drummer, along with the soldier, took Sunan and asked, can you bring? From where will you bring? Take me to the king, Sunan said. The next moment, Sunan was there in front of the king, and the king asked, well, can you bring mangoes for the queen? Yes, your majesty. He bowed in front of the king. From where will you bring? Tell me. From your royal gardens, your majesty. Huh? I don't have a mango tree there. Your majesty, I know magic and I can bring mangoes for queen. Well, that's interesting. Now, what do you want me to do? Your majesty, please let me go to your royal gardens and let me be alone. All right. Who's there? Take him to the royal gardens. Soon, Sunan was there in the royal gardens, and he was let alone. He filled water in the pot and closed his eyes, imagined, thought about mangoes, closed his eyes, and he recited the magic spell which the old man had taught him. Soon, pop, out sprouted the mango shoot. Soon it grew and grew and grew and spread its wide branches. The sharp green leaves filled the tree, and the flowers of mangoes decorated the tree. When Sinan opened his eyes, the tree was in front of him. He did not wait a minute. He took the pot, poured the water onto the roots, and soon every flower turned into raw mangoes, and in a moment every mango turned yellow, orange, and good enough, ripe enough to be tasted. One after the other, the mangoes fell down, plop, 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 onto Sunan's hands. Happy Sunan took all the mangoes and went to the king, who in turn handed over the mangoes to the queen. How sweet of you, sweetheart, said the queen. She took the mangoes and tasted. Delicious, like you. The queen too had never ever tasted such a tasty, delicious mango all her life. Well, Sunan was rewarded and awarded with gold coins. Once a wanderer, now a rich man, he had no necessity to wander here, there, or anywhere. He settled in that city and, of course, became the frequent visitor to the king's palace. Of course, to give mangoes to the queen in the off season. Well, this went on for a long time until one day when he reached the royal gardens to get mangoes. The king himself was there. Well, Sunan, come, come, come. I wanted to ask you, from whom you learned this magic, bringing mangoes and creating trees, huh? From whom did you learn this? Your Majesty, I learned this from... Sunan was not ready to reveal the truth, for he felt low, or he felt not okay to share that he had learnt just from a old beggar by the road. So he said, Your Majesty, I have learned this wonderful magic from a great holy man who lives in the deepest part of the jungle. Oh, I see. That's wonderful. Go on, bring mangoes. Thank you, Majesty. You please be in your place. I will be there with mangoes. Well, Sunan filled his bowl with water, sat on the ground, closed his eyes, and recited the magic spell. After a moment, he opened his eyes to see the shoot. But the shoot was not seen. There was no shoot or not even a tiny sprout out from the ground. Sunan wondered, What? Why can't I get the tree? Huh? Let me try again. He said to himself, and he closed his eyes and thought about mango, 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 and recited the spell. Oh, nothing happened again. Again and again and again and again. He tried almost for an hour. Nothing could be seen. But Sunan got the realization. He realized that he did not kept the word. He was not truthful for what he had learned. With his realization and with his head low, he went to the king's chamber. There the king was waiting excitedly. Sunan, where are the mangoes, huh? I'm sorry, Your Majesty. What? What happened? I don't think I'll be able to give you mangoes anymore. Huh? But why? The magic isn't working, Your Majesty. What do you mean it's not working? Did you recite the magic spell correctly? Yes. Did you do all the process, the steps, everything correctly? Yes, Your Majesty, I did. Then why? Because I lied to you. What? You lied to a king? Nobody had ever lied to me. How can you, huh? I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but I. What did you lie about? I lied about my teacher. Huh? Who's the real teacher then? I did not learn the magic from the great holy man in the forest, but I had learned this from a poor beggar, an old man by the road. How dare you do that? Huh? How dare you lie about your teacher? Sunan, I order you to leave my country this moment. And I take back all the gifts and awards which I and the Queen had bestowed on you. Off you go, ordered the king. Poor Sunan, with his realization, he left the palace. He left the city once again, a wanderer who wandered here, there, and everywhere, but with one aim: to seek and learn from every person whom he met. He saw teacher in every being whom he met, be it rich or poor, be it a young or old. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Banu.
Thank you, Erin.
So, what attracted you to this story? What's the essence of this story that's meaningful to you?
For me, this story is like every moment we get guidance from whomever we meet. That is the part which resonated with me. So it's not that I should learn from only from a great person or a scholar, or yes, we do learn up from their consciousness. It is for them, while for a for a simpleton, it is different. So there is something to be learned from every person. So I am a seeker like that, be it a young child or a scholar. I seek to learn from every moment and every person whom I meet.
Great. Anybody? Any thoughts, comments, questions, resonations?
I have a question. The truth aspect, right? It was this even though it was this poor man who had helped him rise up into, it was the truth when he had it and didn't do it, and then he had to share the truth. um I get there was the consequence of the truth, um but for I guess what I'm trying to understand is I would have hoped that that truth would have set him free, and I didn't hear that in the story. You know, I saw that then he lost everything. I can understand why the outside people, but for him, to me that was the element that I was like, I don't know.
Well said, Judy. Yes, yes. That wasn't mentioned, I agree. But yes, that was the thing which transformed him to seek for teacher in every person whom he met.
Okay.
Thank you, Judy, for that.
Jeff.
As I was just listening to the story and the feedback, I was imagining that the next time he tried the pot, it bared fruit until he was very old. And then it stopped bearing fruit and he was starving for 2 days. And then a young man came by and gave him some food. And he said, "Here's a pot. Let me give it to you. Please take it with you." And the guy said, "Well, it'll make fruit show." And the young man said, "No, well, you take it. How can you starve if you have?" "No, no, you have to take it." So it's a cycle. Just a thought.
That's wonderful. What you give, what you get, what you give. Give what you get. That's a cycle. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Pratibha. I thought like you could have also told that it has been used for the purpose of humanity. Like he could have given this gift to all the people who are starving, and that way also it could have been thought of.
Yeah, that's a great thought to keep the ball rolling or keep the gift moving. Thank you, Pratibha.
You're welcome.
I should have also mentioned that I really liked your characterization of the queen and the eating of the mango. Like you have a very interesting ability to make humorous these moments, and the characters come alive. So it's very fun. I could just see the queen. I don't know. She just seems like quite a character to me. And I think if I met her, it would be, very interesting. So that you're able to do that with your voice and with your mannerisms is lovely.
Thank you, Judy. I would like to thank my friend Devjani, who was the one who suggested me to tell this. When I was wondering, I was having a couple of stories, and she was the one to suggest me to share the story that this would be an apt one for this occasion. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you. Okay, let's proceed to the